What's up, guys? So let's talk Anthem. We finally got information for Anthem during EA Play and E3, and it's still all coming out. The series of videos that I'm going to be doing on Anthem are going to be based off of the Game Informer article, the panel that they had at EA Play, tweets that Mark Dara has talked about, and just stuff that I've noticed or that I spotted in analyzing the trailer. So I've basically took all the information that I found on Anthem and I'm putting it all in three or four videos, but I definitely have to give props to Game Informer for all the information. So all the links will be in the description if you want to see where I got this stuff. Basically, the gist of the story of Anthem is that these gods known as Shapers started to develop the world with using like powerful technology to control what they know as the anthem of creation. The mystery is that the gods just left and nobody knows why. And these ruins, this tech that was just abandoned, causes a lot of cataclysmic events. Crazy storms, very dangerous storms that we saw in some of the gameplay, mutated monsters. Some of the people, which are called freelancers, are trained to use javelins, are also created by the Shapers technology. So that's why the javelins are so powerful. They're humans, but they're not earthlings. The humans live in Fort Tarsus, and that's their safe haven. When you start off, you play a rookie freelancer, so you just got in. There is a CC, so there is a character creator. It's not as developed or as in-depth as the exosuit, the javelin customizations. That's what you will see most of the time. When you're outside of the javelin, it's first person. When you are inside the javelin, it's third person. You will see your character in cutscenes though, and I am gonna have a video on just the javelins, so stay tuned for that. When it comes to other characters, you do meet other NPCs at Fort Tarsus. They're the ones that are gonna be giving you a lot of the side quests and the main quests and stuff. Again, I'm gonna talk about this in a different video, but in Fort Tarsus, that's where the narrative is. You also have a crew that goes along with you in what they call striders, which are big walkers. You see it in the gameplay during this past EA Play. There is Halleck, Owen, and Faye. I believe we see and hear Halleck.
Find where they're making this garbage and shut it all down.
We don't see Owen, but we do hear him. He reminds me of Vision. His voice.
Picking up loads of scars nearby. Take a look around the area, but be careful.
I have a suspicion that this might be Faye. Just because she's with Halleck and they're your crew member, and why wouldn't they be hanging out together? Halleck is the mechanic. He is the one that keeps the Strider operational. I don't know if he's the pilot of the Strider as well. You cannot pilot the Striders. You can see that Halleck has like a limp. I'm almost guessing like Halleck was probably a javelin, like a freelancer, and he was in the javelin, got hurt or something, and then he has to stay out of the field now, and he probably even has like this whole like nostalgia of being out in the javelin. I'm also thinking that maybe he's not just the mechanic of the Strider, but maybe he's your javelin mechanic as well. Or that might be Faye. They're not saying much about Faye, but they are saying that Faye has a personal connection to the main story. Owen is what they call a cipher. He is the intel and support for the javelins. The big thing that people are going insane about over the internet is that there are no relationships, but you do build friendships. I think it was Mike Gamble who said that scenes and friendship moments like the one on the Citadel with Garrus in Mass Effect 3, where you're shooting bottles. I love the romance in Bioware games, obviously, but I never really expected relationships and like romances in Anthem. I was like, how are they gonna make it work? Because it's always online, it's multiplayer. I was like, I don't understand how romances would even work. I mean, this is a live service. It's a constant changing world. Who knows, maybe they will add romances later on. Mark Dara does say that the doors aren't closed, but the point of the game right now is not that. If romances come later, it feels more real to me, because I remember in Mass Effect Andromeda, romances were just, they felt like they were pushed at you, like in your face, and it was like, okay, this is just weird now. Like, I just met this person and I'm already flirting with them, like hardcore. I was like, okay, no, I don't like that. Mass Effect and Dragon Age have always been so good about how that balance is brought to you throughout the game, and how it just feels, it feels natural. And in Andromeda, I just felt like it was this fan service. Like, it was like, here's the romance that you guys wanted right off the bat, and it was like, whoa, this is kind of creepy. As time passes and you get to know these characters more, it feels normal that later on you would maybe have a relationship with them, you know? And there's only 3 crew members as of now, so it's like there aren't that many choices. So maybe they'll start introducing new characters as time goes on, and then they'll start introducing romances. Hopefully that's something that they will consider in the future. There are, I believe, 2 threats that they have announced. The Dominion are humans, and they come from the Northern Kingdom. And what they want to do is they want to harness the power of the Anthem of Creation, all of this technology that the Shapers left behind. They want to harness it, weaponize the Anthem of Creation. Another group that they showed off, which are aliens. They are not indigenous to the area, called Scars. They also want to try to harness that power. They also said that there is a specific like bad guy, so I'm guessing that the bad guy in Anthem is part of the Dominion. The player character is voiced, but you can't choose the voice. All of the aliens are hostile, and you will not have any AI party members. There won't be anything like the Black Emporium where you could change your face, at least not in launch, but Mark Dara did say that there's a possibility maybe later on, if that's something that people would want, they could add it maybe later. You also have an apartment, and I'm guessing that this is going to be like your quarters on the Normandy in Mass Effect, or your room in Dragon Age Inquisition. But Mark Dara said it was like a personal base. There are dialogue trees, but they're more simple than the past games. These dialogue trees are going to take place during the story, narrative, and stuff like that, the scenes. Again, I will go over this stuff in a different video. There are a different variety of ecosystems in the game. I'm thinking that they're going to use this as content to be released during, you know, throughout Anthem's lifespan. The lead writer, Kathleen Rutsart, said in the panel that there is even changes of seasons. So I'm thinking that the seasons are also going to be content that will be released later on. In 123 questions that Game Informer asked Mark Dara, I would suggest you watch it because it's actually pretty fun. It's in the link in the description. They asked him, you know, how many games do you guys have planned for Anthem? And he says, well, this is a long-term game, so probably just one. If you're wondering how high you could fly, because you can see the verticality of the world, it's not just wide, but it's also tall. There is an invisible wall, and the way that they create that invisible wall, I've always liked the way Bioware does things when it comes to that invisible wall. They kind of put a little reason as to it. Like I remember in the Western approach in Dragon Age Inquisition, when you were trying to walk all the way across the desert and you'd hit the invisible wall, your Inquisitor would start to cough, and it was like, oh, you know, it was, they couldn't breathe because it was like either fumes or it was too windy, or it was like a dust storm over there, and it was like, oh, you can't go over there, so you had to turn around. In Anthem, you can't go too far up because there's extreme turbulence. So that's pretty much it when it comes to the story and your character and other characters and NPCs and all that good stuff. I haven't really gotten into the gameplay and the multiplayer aspects and the single player aspects, but that's coming. I'm very excited to do those videos. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys think of the no romances thing. Are you open to maybe an implementation of romance later on? Thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you guys later.